Hello everybody, my name is Josh McQuillan and today I'll be doing a demonstrating video. In this demonstrating video I'd like to go over simple tips on helping you iron your clothes. So this could go anything from getting pockets or just ironing out smooth edges or even going for creases, which is a lot of people find to do with their dress pants. So when ironing clothes you're going to need an ironing board. Alright, that's good. And of course you're going to need an iron. Alright, so before approaching the clothes, when you want to iron your clothes, you want to first understand the material you're working with. When I say that, you have nylon, you've got cotton, polyester, things of that nature. When you're dealing with dress pants and things in that manner, you want to deal with a lower setting. It makes it easier to iron the clothes and it doesn't damage the fabric, which is important. You know, you don't want your clothes to wear and tear or peel apart or see those little strings hanging out all the time. You want to avoid that, okay? And by doing that, you'll be able to avoid that problem using a lower setting. But when dealing with cotton, which is what I will be using today on today's material, you can use a higher setting, okay, for cotton. Now, I'm going to go over a few tips here in helping iron clothes. And the first tip I want to go over is how to iron the top of the pant. If you notice, whenever you lay your pants out, stretch them out, and lay them down, your top will always be a little bit different and lopsided. So you never want to iron over the clothes. That's the number one thing, right? Because when you press down on the iron, let's say I have a wrinkle under here, it's not pressed down properly. When I push down on the top, that wrinkle will show up on the top, okay? So if you lay one pant leg down and then you flatten your top pant leg that you're using, and when you press down, it pushes the fabric down and leaves a straight mark. No crease underneath, on the other side, or the front side. Alright, so there. But, like I said, the top is lopsided. And what I mean by that is you can see in the camera right here is this isn't going to line up right. Alright, so you can see the top part, here's the back part, separate. And I have the pants perfectly aligned and flat. So this part won't line up right. So the way we go about this is if you take it, slide it onto your ironing board, and you turn it like so. Pull your pockets out. Remember the fabric underneath? That'll create those creases on the top. So you pull your pockets out. And that takes the fabric out. And you come up and you press. Give it a nice push. When dealing with cotton, you can slide the iron, but when you're dealing with nylon or polyester or a softer fabric or silk in that manner, you always want to press. You never want to push because that'll damage the fabric. A good example is whenever you're smoothing out a crease and the crease will build up at the end and then you'll overlap that crease and push down on it, you can put almost a permanent crease and then it will put wear and tear on the fabric, which can easily fall apart. And that's what creates those strings that eventually break and you're always pulling on and then your pants fall off. You know. So you just push down on the top. Right? Go around the pockets. And you rotate it. Push down on the top, go around all your seams here. And I'm only dealing with one pant leg for the sake of time. Alright, so now we got this. See how well this will come in the camera. We have this iron pant leg. Hopefully this will show a difference. from pushing down. There we go. And then we've got this unironed one. See how the top here, this is what we're aiming for. This is what we're trying to get. And the crease here, underneath here, this is another thing we're trying to aim for by pushing down. Those are hard to work with when you're going up and down the entire pant leg, which can be a problem. So when you're pressing down on it, it gives that 6-inch room that you can work with when ironing the entire pant leg, which is important. Now, the next tip, and the biggest tip I think I could ever give, is creases. Everyone wants to have sharp looking pants when they go in. First impressions are very important. So with that said, I want to go over creases. Now when making a crease, the two greatest things you could ever do is start with the bottom and the top. Go back to the original pants leg we were working with here. And when I say the bottom and the top, you want to find your alignment in the pants. Okay? So let's say you want that sharp crease in the center. Not around the edges, because of course everyone knows that, especially in cotton pants, like even the pocket has a crease. You want that crease in the center. To do that, you have to go as if you were folding the pants on an iron. I have no idea what this term is called right here. We'll call this the tail feather, because it's around that butt end. And then we'll make an even alignment here as best we can. There we go. And we'll start with the bottom. Now we have a flat, there we go, one-sided pant leg. And to create this crease, what you want to do is get the insides. Okay? So, from the bottom, you're going to push down on the bottom right here. I have a steam iron. When you're not using a steam iron, it's good to use a spray bottle. Spray some water on the bottom of the pants leg, then press down on your seam that you're trying to create. Again, make sure the fabric's not wrapped up underneath. Alright, so we've created a seam there. Now we're going to go to the other side. Create a seam there. Alright, now we got a seam on both sides. Now, moving to the top, let's move this down some. Remember, we have that 6-inch working room because we pressed down earlier. So we don't even have to worry about the top when it comes to actually ironing the center out. But right now we're working on creases. And what we want to do is find that crease line here at the top. Make sure the pants are centered the way we want them. Push down. On that side. And now, push down. On the other side. Now you ask, why do we do this? Well, doing this, as you show, is now I can pinch the front, pinch the back, pull it together, and the seam will align perfectly that I want to align. Okay. And with that said, we've started a seam, right? Now that we've started a seam from the top and the bottom, and we've pinched it and pulled it, so we know that it's straight, between the two seams that we created, we can push along that edge that we've created. Remember, pick up, push, slide. Pick up, push, slide. And we create a perfect thin crease. It's hard to show on the camera. And we do the same for the other side. Now I've gone over my time, but going over that. And another quick tip I'd like to go over before I hang this up real quick is that, as you saw how I pulled the pockets out to get around the edges, well, another good tip is to actually iron those pockets. And the reason is because when you iron your clothes, especially dealing with dress pants, when you iron your clothes and you wear them tight or whatever and you go into public, you could actually see the lining of the pocket sometimes. With that said, if you have a wrinkly pocket, it's going to bulge up in the pants, and you're going to have these nice looking sharp dress pants, and you're going to have this pocket bulging out. So with that said, pulling the pockets out and give them an iron in themselves, making them flat and straight, as so, is never, ever a bad idea. And thank you, I appreciate it. I hope you have a nice day, and I hope these tips work for you.